Go Loud presents the Talking Bollox podcast.
What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Just a little more. Throw your weight in it now. Tell your body you're tight. Walk it hard and long. When you finish that,
The hip knocker.
go down, go down, go down. Come up, come up, come up.
This week's episode is brought to you by FOMO Lighting. FOMO actually sorted us out with a gift a few weeks ago. So, here it is here. So, this yoke underneath us. There we go.
How the fuck did you do that?
Do you like that little trick? Nah, you can't do it. So, give FOMO a shout on their Instagram page. John or Orla will sort you out. They can tailor to all your needs. Look at that. Look how good that looks.
It is quality, absolutely quality.
So, right, we'll knock the lights back on. It's like this turns, yeah? See how we do that? Kick us off there.
Right, episode 47 of the Talking Bollox podcast, brought to you by Go Loud. It's me, Terry Flower.
It's me, CLB.
And we're going back to just the two of us. It's been a while since we've done one with just the two of us. It's been actually nearly 2 months. When this one goes out, it'll be 2 months.
But who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting? It's been a long time. So look, listen, we have a good bit to talk about this week, so don't want to take the limelight off the guest, as usual. Zingers from the last few weeks, Calvin, yeah? Audio or visual podcast?
Right.
What did you say for that one?
I said audio. That's how I always... Did you ever listen to podcasts before this podcast?
Yeah. I used to watch Joe Rogan's one when it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
I used to listen to James English.
Can you listen to this?
Yeah, you can listen to them.
It's on Spotify?
I don't know. Is it Spotify? What do I used to listen
It's
to?
on something, though.
It's on something,
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
James English podcast is lethal as well. But, yeah, Joe Rogan's I used to watch. I used to love Joe Rogan's one.
Do you know what was flat out? So I was in Wexford the weekend and I was driving, and one of the lads that actually switched over to Go Loud as well, so we'll give them a shout out, We the Irish. Very good podcast. It was a very small episode, short stories, but very informative.
Yeah.
I
I listened to an episode and you told me about a little.
Little they are, so give them boys a shout. But yeah, they're audio as well, handy ones. So I don't know, the people have different preferences, isn't it? That's why it's a singer.
Well, look, here we are. 54% said audio and 46% said visual. That's more than I thought as well, yeah. I thought the visual side would have won it. But listen, audio is lethal as well.
I think if we were better looking, we probably would have, you know. I think getting video was probably the worst thing that happened to us.
We're doing it dead, boys.
Catfishing people out there.
Would you rather know how you die or when you die?
I said how, because that when thing is too much pressure. And I know people that say like, but if you were going to drown, you'd never go swimming again, kind of thing. But
you can't avoid it. That's what we said.
Yeah,
you can't avoid it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but I don't know. I just rather the how instead of when. Yeah. It's too much. But Terence, like, if you said you're going to die next Friday, you'd be like, bollocks, I've 2 weeks, this, that,
but
and the other.
chances are it's not going to be next Friday.
But no, it is, because it's the thing. That's, yeah, like you're going to know.
It's going to be next Friday at some stage, but it's going to be that regardless. What if it's 50 years?
No, but it's when. It's guaranteed to happen.
Yeah. But what if you click when, you press the button for when, and it comes up 48 years, 37 days, 19 hours.
Yeah, well.
That's what the chances most of. It's not going to be, imagine said 2 hours.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
What are they doing now? Straight back on the sniff.
Yeah, well.
You start.
It's a valid point.
Do you know what I mean? Fuck, that might waste me.
I know, yeah. But then, like, I still, that'd play on my mind. Do you know what I mean? I go 10 years cruising happy, then be like, bollocks, I've 38 years left. You know, like that. And I know, but look, that could be the case now.
Yeah,
like, either of us could have 48 years left. You don't know.
See, when I said to you, right, you roasted me on this one, and I deserved it because I didn't explain it properly. So see, when I said, and the how you die, obviously you can die anyway. There's a million ways to die. But, like, you're more than likely not going to die by eaten by sharks or choked on a plane.
No, you're valid point.
Do you get me?
Valid
so
points,
imagine it just comes up, you're going to die in your sleep. You're like, right, grand.
I think if someone said that to us, like, you wouldn't even know. That's the best way to go.
Yeah,
just go in your sleep.
Yeah, but what if it's tomorrow?
What if you wake up dead? And you wake up dead? You know what I mean?
In bits.
Yeah, valid point.
But 46% of people said they'd rather know how, and 54% said they'd rather know when.
Is that the exact same results?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
Same results.
That's nuts,
That's probably the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah. It's the closest we've had on two zingers in anyways.
Yeah.
In a long time. And then the last zinger is, would just like to see us doing more crossovers with other podcasts.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that crossover with the boys.
I enjoyed it because we didn't have to. Not, I don't want to say the pressure of our podcast, but like you know, when we have someone on, we have a structure. We have the zingers. We have a bit of laugh. Right into you, Terence. Tell us about your life, and you have that. Whereas when we went in there, it was just literally four people with a microphone and a bit of ADHD added in, and that was it. It was like being in school. The stick was flying.
All hell broke
And if
loose.
people only knew what didn't make it into the podcast, we'd be locked up.
Oh, Brennan, fair play. You pat yourself in the back, mate. You done some job on that.
Like the stuff, and now I was as guilty as anyone. The stuff that was being said in that.
Yeah.
So he done well. He pulled it out of the bag,
But again, that's why that wasn't on YouTube this week as well, or last week for people that was asking about it, because it was just a bonus episode, all the boys running amok. But I really enjoyed it, and we are considering doing more.
would you like to do more?
Yeah.
I'd love to do more as well.
And I'd love to do more with, how do I explain it? Like, I don't know.
Like diverse.
Yeah,
If that made sense. You know
that's
what?
That's the word.
You know what I'm trying to say? Is it a word? I don't know. Like,
No, it is.
You know what I mean?
So it's diverse mean who's not similar, like.
Yeah. Like change her up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd love that word. Do you know what I mean? Have the buzz. People who you wouldn't expect us to be with and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Go in and just see what the story is.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen that goes wrong?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And then it's not on our podcast, so we don't have to. If we can say whatever we want, there's no structure. Whatever way it's flowing, we just leave it.
With cancel culture out there, and you can say.
Well, if you go
want.
onto someone else's podcast, they get cancelled. Not us, isn't
It's
it?
a valid point.
So
fuck
we'll
them.
be jumping on. I don't know. I'm looking forward to doing all that.
Yeah,
people.
I'm looking forward to doing more as well. And based off the reaction of this podcast as well, that podcast that went out, people want more as well. Do you get me?
What did the poll say?
76% of people said that they want more crossovers. 24%. A couple of messages come in saying, just stick to what you're doing. You're still great. Just have the guests on. We love the way it is. Some people just don't really like change either, you know what I mean? But if you are just bonus episodes or something like that.
That's the only thing. Well, you may as well tell people what happened. Terence was in a jocker all last week. Terence couldn't leave his gaff all week. So it was either have no podcast last week or we put this bonus episode out. So that was thing was intended to be a bonus episode. It wasn't intended to be episode 46.
Yeah, definitely.
So we had to change things up, and there you go. So going forward, if we do another crossover, it'll be a bonus. You know, like that. But
definitely. Yeah, but anyways, that's that boxed up anyway. So that's the previous singers done.
Right.
This week's singer,
Right.
my head's wrecked over it, right? I don't know who sent it in. I'd love to call your name out because it's brilliant singer as well. But do you say Ireland or Ireland? See them cunts that say Ireland, Calvin. Oh, my. And we were in this room earlier. Actually, we had Wardy and James. What's your second name?
Cosgrave.
James Cosgrave was in here earlier having a little tour of the building and all, having a gander. And I said the singer out. And I asked him, he said Ireland, like a normal person. And now I'm Brennan in there. Ireland. Fuck off.
Like a pirate. Ireland.
What do you want to say?
Ireland.
Yeah.
But you know what I say? I say Ireland, yeah? But if there's something out in the middle of the water on its own, I say that's in Ireland as well. Do you know what I mean? A desert Ireland.
Yeah,
like.
you just have speech problems.
Yeah,
bro.
but
That's
so
an island.
don't we all?
Yeah.
Hang on, what is it?
An island.
And where do we live?
Ireland. You're trying to sting me, eh?
It's not the same thing.
No, Ireland, bro.
Sure, and anyway, Ireland is an Ireland. There, I said it. No?
Ireland isn't.
I put the R in there.
Look,
Yeah, but it's Ireland.
over it.
It's,
Ireland.
there's no fucking R in it.
Ireland, yeah. I don't. Where did people pull that from?
People
Like, how do you
French,
even
man.
start? What on?
Keep it that way, yes. Yeah.
Not a whisper out. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know where they pulled it from. It wrecks
So
me
my
head
one-
anyway. So that's this week's singer.
So a couple of weeks ago, I got tagged in this on Twitter. So there's a few of the boys involved. Adam Brady, shout out to him. Shout out to Dylan Moran as well. Where is this one?
Culgy.
Yeah, so I have it here. Sorry, bear with me now. Yeah, it was a fella from Waterford. His name is David Hammond. He's a DJ. He probably actually used to work for this. I think he did. But you know when you're in school and you're writing with a pencil and it breaks. How do I word it? What do you do to...
Get more pencil.
Yeah.
You pair it.
You pair, yeah, a pair.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, what do you do with the pair of the pencil? Yeah. But a pair, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's where I was like, it's a pair. And then Dylan Moran was like, you dubs are weird, it's a topper. But how's it a topper if it's going on the bottom of the pencil? Explain that one to me, Dylan.
How do you know which is the bottom and which is the top of the pencil?
Surely the rubber goes on the top.
No, I'd call that the bottom of the pencil.
So you're holding the pencil that way? With the pointy bit at the top?
Oh, fair point. Yes, you're right. Yeah. No, fair
You're right
point.
at the bottom.
Yeah.
The pointy part is at the bottom where you're right with.
Yeah, no,
So
you're right.
how could it be a topper if it goes on the bottom?
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Fuck Dylan Morton. He's dead right.
Yeah.
I'm having that.
So pair or topper, was the murder. And I was there thinking, like, that's a mad one. I clicked into the thread on Twitter. There was killings. There was a poll and everything. There was dividing the nation. So it's a pair. You pair your pencil with it. You can top a pencil.
No, valid point. I'm with you on that one. It's a pair. Yeah, that's the two zingers boxed up anyways. Ireland or Ireland. And
Pair or topper.
there we are. Boxed off. Right. Suggestions. No, it's not suggestions actually. Movember.
Yeah, so myself and Terence have signed up to do Movember this year. I know we can't really be round the Ronnies, but there's another initiative there. It's the 60k run across the whole month of November. It's called Move for Movember. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be out running every couple of days. But what we want to do is invite people to run with us. Now, we're not going to be out there fucking breaking world records. We're going to take it nice and ham and cheesy, get a coffee after and have a bit of laugh. So we'll be posting online and hopefully we can get people down, have a chat with us because it's Movember. It's about men's mental health.
But men and women invited.
100%.
Anybody wants to come out, anybody who listens to the podcast. And what we'll try and do is we'll try and get a previous guest on to come with us as well, make it a bit more exciting for us as well. It might mean someone that you wanted to meet or something like that. If we can, no promises. But yeah, it'd be good to just get everybody out, have the buzz.
Yeah.
We'll start it this Saturday. So this will go out on Thursday.
Yeah.
Saturday will be the first run, yeah? So Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning, we'll post the location on the Talking Bollox Instagram, so make sure to tune in. But
just a live 5k. So.
live 5k, we're not, like you said, we're not trying to break world records or anything. We're just getting everybody out, have the bit of buzz, do the little run, doesn't matter. Everybody will be doing it at the exact same pace. Anybody that takes off, be left running. Fuck them. And if we have Dylan Morgan, we'll get him to give one of them a slap.
Yeah.
But we'll go for a coffee after it and whatever, and we'll have the buzz.
Bit of buzz, bit of awareness, and yeah, let's just try and get the wheel moving on this one.
Right, moving on to more serious things.
Shit.
No, you should be, yeah.
Go.
Calvin broke the internet the other week. And not in a good way for a lot of people, right? So what happened was a friend of ours, Jen, Yin Yoga Jen, she was on the podcast before. Jen's a legend. She listened to our previous podcast with Sinead Kavanagh, K.O. Kavanagh, and Calvin just mentions in it that he doesn't believe in the law of attraction. Or doesn't believe... doesn't believe in the law of attraction, right? We'll just say that, right? Yeah. And Jen caught him out on it on Instagram and tagged him in something. So we replied to her and said whatever and whatever. But all hell broke loose, Calvin, didn't it? And here we are. We need to address it before we get cancelled.
Yeah, so she called me out and she'd be like, he doesn't believe in this. And she put up a poll. And obviously the people who follow her will be of a similar mindset of than her. So obviously... It was the poll was, do you believe in the law of attraction, yes or no? And obviously it was overwhelming, yes. So I haven't got a problem with what people believe in. Yeah, if it works for you, you go about your day. Don't try and force it down my neck. The law of attraction on paper, if you look it up, it says that your thought process will project to the universe and the universe will take that and make it a reality. Like that's just not real, right? I had people text me saying it was science. Look up this doctor, look up this, that, and the other. There's no science behind that. There's no proof. If you think that I'm going to think positive, it's going to leave my head, going to go out to the universe is going to take it, turn it into something and give it back to me, that's just fiction. Like, it's made up. It's a fugazi. Like, I'm trying my best to hold this back out because you know what I'm like on it. So that's all I said was it's not real. There's no science behind it. And... I had a lot of people messaging me, and at the very start, a lot of people were down my throat. You're very negative, you hadn't a clue what you're talking about, this, that, and the other.
Now, that's something to be said about, right? Is that a lot of people just thought you're a negative Nancy.
Yeah.
Why are you putting that on Instagram when that's... Even if it was real, isn't real, I don't know anything about it, so I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm not saying it is real, I'm not saying it isn't real, never looked into it, I don't really... It's not my cup of tea, let me just say that. But... That's what a lot of people were sort of saying was.
Yeah.
Why are you broadcasting that to all your followers
and
putting that out to all your followers rather than just letting people have it? And if it's working for some people, let them have it. Why do you have to address it?
Yeah, and I had no issue with it. I had no intention of addressing it either. It was the fact that I was put on Instagram. I'm obviously going to address it. So the more and more people that were messaging me, they were like, you're just very negative. You haven't a clue about how it works. And I was like, no, I do know how it works. And that's why I ended up having to follow up on my own personal story about what happened to me and how I was at rock bottom. I didn't manifest myself to get the opportunities that I've had in my life. I didn't use the law of attraction to pull all this in from the universe. I actually got up and I said, you know what, I'm going to make something out of myself. I fucking got up every day. I went to work. I went to college, and I got a fucking job. I grafted, and I got here. And then a lot of people were messaging me saying like, "Oh, they go hand in hand, hard work and law of attraction." No, it's not like that. You need to look in the mirror and say, "I got this from myself. The law of attraction didn't get me this. I did." And if you think, "Oh, well, you can't just manifest winning the lotto. You have to work hard if you want these things," that's hard work that's getting you that, not the law of attraction. That's all made up. It's like the Force in fucking Star Wars. People were messaging me, and I was like, "Explain it to me how it works," and I'm open. I'm all ears, I said. And people were sending shit back with explanations and all. And one of the things I said was, it's a pseudoscience. And the person who said that to me, I said, "Can you explain what a pseudoscience is?" And they said, "No, a pseudoscience is not real. Pseudo means fake, artificial, it's made up. It's not a real science." So people were saying, "Listen to this doctor and that doctor. If it's not a real science, they're not a real doctor." And that's how it works. And then you were sending me videos about Tony Robbins and all. Tony Robbins are fucking living, that fella. Don't be listening to him. Just because he sounds like, and he's confident and all this, that, doesn't mean what he says is true. And I get it. Some people need different motivators. And I had this conversation with you, Terence. Some people need to be shouted at. People need an arm around their shoulder. Some people need to be told they're great. Whatever motivates you. Fair enough. All I'm saying is, if you think positive, doesn't mean positive things is going to happen. And you can actually think too positive. There's this thing called toxic positivity. If you look into that, that's the problem there. Thinking everything's going to be all right, everything's going to be grand. If you're feeling bad, look into why you're feeling bad. Don't just say, "Oh, I feel shit today, but you know what, I'll think positive and I'll be grand tomorrow." No, address why you're feeling bad. You could be in a bad habit somewhere. And then a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, you need to be manifesting this, that, and the other." What about if you got news tomorrow that a loved one had a serious illness and they're in hospital fighting for their life? Are you thinking positive that they're going to get better, right? So by the law of attraction, that means they should get better. What if they die? Did you manifest that wrong? Were you using the law of attraction wrong? What sense does that make? You know what I mean? Or if you think negative, you're saying, "Oh, they're going to die, they're not going to get better, this, that, and the other," and they don't die and they pull through it. What happened there?
Playing devil's advocate there is, yeah. It's not a superpower.
No.
Right? So it's not, I'm thinking they're going to get better, now they're going to get better. So it's not a superpower. That's what people want to say as well. But people want to say it's built up over a period of time. The more positive you think, the more you put out to the world over a period of time, that good will come back to you. But the more you say you want something, you're journaling, you're thinking it, you're always striving towards it in your mind, that you will get there eventually. That's what people, I think, are saying, rather than going, right, so something's after happening today and I'm manifesting it and it better be fixed tomorrow. It's not like that. So I did a little bit of yoke myself because I was like, I don't know anything about it. So I looked at The Secret on Netflix.
And what did you think?
That's a load of bollocks. I don't know about the book. I'd imagine the book is an awful lot better. But even people who are into the law of attraction, will you please let me know what the story is with that yoke on Netflix, because that's dirt.
Yeah.
Absolutely dirt. Like, what I didn't understand was in it, like, now, come out, it was all very, like, fairy tale, and it was all, but I was like, oh, I'm not really grasping the fact, like, they're trying to sell me something here, sell me it, do you know what I mean? But it was a bit too fairy tale and all this carry on they were saying in it, like, oh, positive thinking is going to get you this and you'll be able to manifest and the law of attraction and it'll be good for you. But negative thinking won't do that to you. So negative thinking takes longer than positive thinking, and so don't be worrying about your negative thoughts because your positive thoughts will overpower them. And I was just like, I'm just not really grasping the fact of it here. So I did a poll on my own Instagram story and I said, do you believe in the law of attraction? Yes or no? Yes, one. Obviously 65% of people said they do believe in it and 35% said they don't believe in it. But I'd say I must have got 100 messages, 200 messages. My phone was hopping for the whole time that was up. And in the messages, every single person that messaged, and I'm talking 98% of people that messaged me, said the law of attraction is real, this is what happened for me through the law of attraction, whatever, and telling me their successes, whether it was happiness, their companies, their business, anything. So that was their successes. But of course, I worked so hard for it. So the question I was thinking, I just said to everybody, thanks for letting me know what it is.
Yeah.
But in my own head, what I was thinking is, so are you telling me if you didn't manifest and you didn't believe in the law of attraction, but you worked equally as hard as you worked during that period of time, would you not be where you were? That's the only thing that I have to ask about it, because I don't understand it. I'm not against it. But if you're telling me, yeah, I manifested that, the law of attraction worked, blah, 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 but I put all this work in. So are you saying if you put all that work in but didn't do this part here, you wouldn't be where you are, or you would? And that's just a genuine question. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be like, oh, whatever. I don't understand this. So I don't understand how you can work so hard, get it, and then say thanks to that when you're at the point of the graft in. So if someone can just let me know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a hard work mindset. And I had a load of people. Imagine the messages I was getting, right? So you rang me when I only put it up and you were like, you must be getting a lot of stick. And I was at the very start. And then when I put up my own situation and that, I fought hard to get to where I was, it kind of shifted. And it was like 80-20 in my favour. People were agreeing with me. A lot of people are like, about time someone said it. And I don't want to be out there bursting people's bubbles, you know what I mean? If it's working for you, it's working for you. But don't be trying to force it down my throat that because it's not working for me is because I'm not doing this law of attraction shit. And what I gathered from it was, right, I had a friend message me, right, and he said he sat around for 8 years on his hole doing nothing, watching the world go by, watching his mates become successful, and he used us as an example. And he says, have I not been manifesting in the last 8 years? He was waiting for an opportunity to hit him in the face, like, you know what I mean? What did he do? He got up, he applied himself, he done a course, and then he's flat out walking since then.
What if someone says that was the universe giving it back to him? It just time meant that's when he was meant to do it.
What did the universe give him then?
What's meant to be won't pass you by, they say. So what if they say, well, the universe wanted to let him do that so we can see things happening, and then he gets it?
But he wasn't actually doing that. So he said to himself, I'm actually going to go out on my own initiative now. And he applied himself and got a course and finished the course, and now he's walking because of that. And he hasn't walked in 8 years. So he said himself, like...
I know what you're saying. What I can't vouch for with Calvin there is, Calvin isn't someone to go in and burst their bubbles. The same thing with me when I went to the medium and all. I went to a medium one time, medium told me certain things, really enjoyed it, gave me a bit of closure on a lot of things. And I know Calvin doesn't believe in the medium, so he could have easily sat there and said...
And picked her apart.
He could have said, do you think that? What about this? But he didn't. He literally said, that's lethal, delighted for you, blah, 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 blah. He won't do that. Unless I want to sit down and go, mediums are real. How do you not believe in mediums? Blah, blah, blah. Then you're on the back foot. Just while you're saying that, I'm just thinking, this, for me, the situation you're putting in to do that and burst people's bubbles is similar to, I don't even know, yeah, fuck it, I will anyways. Religion.
Yeah.
We always said we're not going to talk about religion on this because it's nearly a lose and all that carry on. But my man's fella, Ed, you know Ed, yeah. Ed's a legend, right?
He's a legend.
Ed's in recovery years now, and he's like a born-again Christian, so he found religion.
It's very common in recovery.
Yeah, he's like a born-again now, so... But that helps him get through day by day, right? So he's now a big believer in Jesus and God and all this carry on, and he loves it. And if that gets him to another day's recovery, I'm delighted for him because he deserves it. He's a very, very good bloke. But there's times, right, where like Liverpool will be playing a match, right, and now he's a gas
he'd be praying and all or something like.
No, like Liverpool be winning and like he'd be at the being trying to force Jesus down my neck, and I'd be like, Ed, like, it works for you, don't throw it down my neck, you know? So I'd be like, whatever. And then Liverpool would lose and you go, see, that's because you don't believe in God. Yeah. I'm like, mate, will you fuck off?
And is that, like, what you're saying there, is that not what people are saying to you about the law of attraction? So
with religion, it's
kind of similar. It's just religion's been around a lot longer.
You pray at the end of your bed, you pray in a church, and it goes up to your Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ, and he gives it back down to you in abundance, and he saves you.
Exactly. So praying, is that not the same as manifesting a positive thought?
That's the only thing that I could sort of relate
to. So there is a lot of similarities there, you're right, what you're saying. And that's what I gauge from it as well. It gives people a sense of like being, and there's a higher power looking after everything, and that might take the pressure off your shoulders, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm at the applying for this job, but I'm manifesting that I'm going to get it. So you don't need to worry about it. Whereas some people might apply for a job and pray that they get it. Yeah. Is that not the kind of similar things?
No, it is. It's hand in hand. But like what I'm gathering, right, is people just went, seeing your stories, went, he's a negative bastard.
You want to see the message I got, Terence, yeah? Sorry if I couldn't across you. This girl messaged me, right? And she didn't follow me, so I come up in message requests. And she was like, you haven't a clue what you're talking about. You're just very negative, this, that, and the other. Clicked onto her page and it said law of attraction in her bio. So I was like, right. And I said to her, I'm all ears, explain to me how it works. And she was like, it's a lifestyle. You have to change your way of life. It's this and it's that. And I goes, well, no, it's not. It's this by definition. And that's not real. And she was like, you're just negative. Do you know what? You reckon in your head I'm blocking you. And I'm like, What's that got to do with anything? Like, you didn't prove anything to me. All I'm saying is, if you think that by thinking positive all the time, you're going to get these good opportunities, that's not true. You need to work hard in life, and I think you need to take
positive
accountability.
thinking is essential.
Of course it is. That's a mindset.
Yeah.
That's not law of attraction. That's a mindset. If you go into an interview for a job and you think, I'm not going to get this, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
You have that old saying, Roy Keane said it about the World Cup, fail to prepare to fail. So if you're walking in there with a negative mindset, you don't want that job. Like, if I said it to you, Terence, if you come over here and you're like, I don't want to do a podcast today, you're not committing 100% to this podcast. So obviously you're going to walk out and be like, that was shy. Of course it was. You didn't want to do it in the first place. So what I gathered from it is people don't understand fully exactly by definition what the law of attraction is. And somebody messaged us and like, talk about why Calvin doesn't believe in mindfulness. Mindfulness and the law of attraction are not the same thing.
No, I didn't agree with that. Now, just real quick before you went there, what I was saying is, I think an awful lot of people just thought you were just being a negative Nancy. Yeah. But they don't understand that somebody went at you being like, oh, blah, 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 and you're never going to sit there and just go at people like that. But it was thrown at your face and you have to just sit there.
I'm not saying.
Like, of course you're going to react to it, and if he doesn't believe in it, so be it. Why? Just because you believe in that, then you are doing exactly what he did, just in the opposite way.
Yeah.
You are saying his way is negative and your way is positive, but then you are saying to him, you're a fucking idiot, you don't believe in mindfulness. Nothing got to do with mindfulness.
No.
So, like, you're just doing it the opposite way around there by doing that. Like, I know what you are saying. I know what people are saying when they're saying, just let people have it, and that's it. But you have done that. I know you mentioned it in the Sinead Kavanagh episode, but that's because I mentioned it to you then. I said, no, we do it, and then you were like, you can't just sit there and accept it, and you have to say, I don't actually. You know what I mean? Like, he's not trying to be a fucking wanker about it, you know? But it's easy to mistake it for that as well.
Yeah,
though,
no,
you
I
know?
get it. But I get it. If someone comes in and the way you're living your life, someone says, that's all shite what you're doing, you get very offended, and you get defensive about it. You know, you will. But where was I going with it a minute ago? Yeah, mindfulness. Like, mindfulness is being aware of how you feel, your mental state. You know, I encourage people to disconnect from their phone, get out of that gaff, go for a walk, even meditate. Do you know what I mean? Be in touch, listen to yourself, how you're feeling. If you're feeling down, find out why you're feeling down. If you're feeling happy, find out what made you happy and try and do more of that. That's mindfulness, being aware. Not law of attraction. So that goes back to the whole toxic positivity thing. People think everything here is one and the same. It's not really, though. And that's why I was like, look her up. Be more accountable for your actions as well. One thing I noticed from it was a lot of people were on a negative slope. They were facing a rut in life, facing rock bottom. Then they turn to things like law of attraction and The Secret, and they attribute that to all the success they had in their life. I know I always use you as an example, Terence, and I apologise for it, but it's the best one I can think of. About 13, 14 months ago, you turned your life around.
Yeah.
Am I right about that? You done all that off your own back, perseverance, you motivated yourself, you look in the mirror, that's the person you need to thank. If you had picked up the book The Secret about the same time, you would probably sit here and attribute all that to that book, because it's, you were like this, and then when you start going like that, that's when the book came into your life. So you might say, that's what made me go up, instead of, that stopped me going down.
Well, I had this conversation already as well with someone. I had a conversation with someone about, I mentioned my own situation, and the person said to me, well, that's because you were doing it, you were positive thinking, law of attraction, or whatever it's called, I don't know what it's called, or manifesting without realising you were doing it, and that's what helped you through and get to where you are now, even with the podcast and all this. But then, in another sentence or another breath, they can say to you, but you have to change your lifestyle and you have to believe and you have to
work hard.
So I'm sort of on the fence, like, is it that you have to work at it and it's a lifestyle change and whatever, or you can do it by accident? I don't know. Like, that's genuine questions. I'm not saying Calvin's right, but I'm not saying he's wrong either, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a clue.
The bottom line, all I was saying is there was no science there. So when you hear people saying, I'm a doctor in this and I'm this and I'm that, there was no science to it. There's nothing actually physically leaving your head. Your brain doesn't do something and connect with the universe like fucking Avatar. That's not real. If you're changing your life, you're changing your life. The law of attraction isn't changing your life, you are. So look in the mirror and thank yourself. Do you know what I mean? You need to give yourself a bit of credit for this, because then that'll help you down the line. When things get shit, you'll be like, you know what? Look how far I fucking came. I can do this again.
Do you think that certain people do it nearly out of fear of failing? So,
as in they use it to, like,
as a tool, so
to help him, yeah.
They're doing the law of attraction and they're manifesting, and then if it goes wrong, it's not on them.
That's kind of what I said about applying for the job. they put it down to like a higher spirit. So like whether it be God, whether it be the law of attraction, whether it be praying or manifesting. We used it with the it's like the superstitions. When Salah walks onto a pitch, watch any match, 22 players walk onto a pitch in a football match. I guarantee one of them will walk on in a certain way, a funny way, and you'll be like, what's he have to do there? They either touch the grass, they throw it up in the air, they make signals to God, stuff like that, right? Salah does it every time. And he touches the grass and he points up to the sky. I guarantee if you said to him, why do you do that? And he'd be like, it helps me have a better game. So I guarantee if he didn't do that, he wouldn't perform any different. It's not actually really impacting his game, but mentally it's impacting him. Yeah. And you used to... Do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, so... Who was it, Mark Selby? No,
Stephen Hendry.
Stephen Hendry. So I looked at a thing, this was about 3 years ago now, probably even longer, an interview with Stephen Hendry, snooker player, one of the best snooker players ever, in the top 3 anyways. And years ago, so he was always winning titles and doing very good, and he was always up and around the best. And then he was getting a flight somewhere to a tournament, it might have been Beijing or something like that, for a snooker tournament. And when he was getting on the flight, when he got off the flight down to land, wherever he was landing, he found out a snooker cue got broke on the way over there. And this the cue he used from day one, never ever had another cue. It was an old cue, his cue, he knew his cue. But since that happened, he never won another title, or he never won another world championship, or whatever the big one is in snooker. I loved watching snooker, but I wouldn't be very in depth with it. But he never won the biggest one after that. And he was saying that really fucked him up, and he loved that cue, and he couldn't perform the same again since that cue broke. So that's like nearly a superstition in the sense of like, that one cue he could perform so well with it, he was brilliant with it. Then he had to get another cue and he just wasn't the same player.
So it's a mental thing. It's not as if that cue was better than the next cue.
No.
Like them two cues will be identical. There's no difference in them how you're going to perform, but mentally it is. It's like a placebo. You know what I mean? There's been studies on that. There's been people given 8 normal cups of water to 8 people who are ill, and they were told in 4 of them cups was this medicine and 4 of them it's normal water. And the 4 people who were told was medicine in it start getting better. Do you know what I mean? When they're drinking the same as the other people. Because it's all in your head. It's a mental thing.
That happened actually quick when that happened. Gavin Power that day.
Someone gave him vodka and it was water?
He was in the Shilling one night. Was it the Shilling? I don't know where he was. He told me about this. And he was on the Copperberg and he said, Hendry was locked, he said. He said, I wobbled up to the bar. He said, give us another one of them there. And your man handed him, and he looked at him and he said, mate, that's a non-alcoholic, give it to you. And he said, that's sure that been drinking all night, you stupid cunt.
So it's the placebo.
He drank non-alcoholics all night, thought he was locked. That's the placebo effect. They can fuck with you.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
But again, I think just need to keep going back to it because it does sound very negative. It's not, I'm definitely not anyways, but Calvin's not intending to be a negative Nancy about things.
All I'm saying is there's no actual science to prove that it's real, right? And that's grand. So if you do believe in it and you do practice it, maybe look into that to say, why have I had all this success? Was it law of attraction or was it just me? Was I just walking better?
And the positive thinking, of course, helps you.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but now you can give yourself more credit and say, do you know what? I actually done that without anything. You know why people be like, when they stop drinking, I can't go out and not drink. I need a drink to go to the pub. And then they say, I went to the pub without drinking. I don't need drink. So I was holding myself back. It wasn't the drink. Maybe you can look at this. You know what I mean? The long number stuff. Now, I know it might take a bit of a turn here, but you want to see some of the other messages I was getting. People got deep. People are telling me, look into your third eye. You this, that, and you don't understand. It's more complicated than that.
That is a legit yoke though, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, there's a yoke in here.
Do you believe that?
Is it not legit, boys? No, I don't know.
This is it, and there's people out there like that.
There is. It's called your shutting glands. Oh, am I right in saying that? Will you look that up?
Yeah. There's a gland there. There is.
And that's supposed to have like
is it your pectoral gland?
No.
I'm not the butchering that. Your pectoral's probably in your foot or something. There is a gland there.
And it's supposed to
It makes you hallucinate.
Similar to your gut and stuff like that in terms of energy, feeling energy and intuition and things like that. And that's actually supposed to be legit.
But people are saying this and people are like, your vibration's off, so the universe is going to be off with you. That's your problem and all. And I was like, I actually don't have a problem. I think I'm actually all right. I was just addressing this issue. Very common. And a lot of people were agreeing with me. Well, like, thank God someone said it. There's too many people out there who need to hear the truth. But look, all I'm saying is if you practice it, before you get defensive about it and be like, yo, does this, I'll just start, it works. Maybe address why it's working and then actually see, was it just you putting the work in instead?
Well, that goes back to the question that I want to ask because I genuinely do want to know. Do you think, for the people that message me, that Where all the hard work you put in, if you didn't manifest, you wouldn't be where you are? Or do you believe you'll be in an equal circumstance if...
On the flip side of that, what about people who manifest and walk all the time and it doesn't happen for them? There's so many people out there who've come second all their life and never been able to cross the line.
That goes back to when someone was saying to me, oh, well, you were obviously manifesting and not meaning to, the universe gave back to it and helped you and things like that.
So you manifested by accident, like?
Yeah, but then in another breath they'll tell you that you have to practice it, preach it, it's a lifestyle and that. So that goes back to, in this secret that I watched on Netflix, they were saying in it, look at all the successful people, all the celebrities who believe in the law of attraction and who know the law of attraction is real. And then I thought, but what about all the celebrities that don't do the law of attraction, that don't manifest? Why are they where do you have to do that? And then that goes back to, someone will say to you, well, they were obviously manifesting without manifesting.
Well, then that just makes no sense.
So I don't know. Is it a lifestyle? Is it not a lifestyle? I don't know.
All these successful people who are already successful before they start talking about the law of attraction. Do you know what I mean? The only person who got successful from that book, The Secret, is the author. Owen told me it's the pineal gland. Is that thing in there?
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. What about all these people?
Supposed to be like that, though.
No, I've heard stories that supposedly when you do psychedelics, that's what gets activated. But
no.
Yeah, would I? Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to get hung up on it. Look, that's just me. I'm a realist, and like you said, Terence, I live and let live. But if someone was in front of me trying to ram something down my neck, that's when I pick it apart. You know what I mean? And it's probably one of my most negative traits. If you were here and you're telling me this is how life works, I'd be like, well, let's strip this back, and then that's what I do. I always have one with me there over it.
If it works for you,
it works.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. If it's
just don't ram it down my throat. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely.
And don't be trying to criticise me because I don't do it. That's all I was saying.
Your vibrations are off.
Yeah, namaste. I'm going to manifest it better. I need to charge me crystals a bit more.
But,
right.
Yeah, well, that's that boxed up anyways.
Is that all?
Which camera is it?
That one, yeah.
Yeah, given the large portions the last couple of weeks.
I told you what you didn't do. Why did you not hear it?
Oh, Kobe. Yeah, do you want that camera?
Bro, I'm hitting the wrong camera. Oh, no.
Doesn't count, go again.
I heard it.
No, you have to hit the
But did I hit that camera?
No.
I did hear it. Kobe.
No.
That was a close
one.
It doesn't matter anyways.
Right, law of attraction chat over.
Done. We had a chat during the week about going away.
We did.
And
keep it.
Yeah, so you're going away though?
Yeah, no, I'm not going away.
I wanted to set you up for that.
Right.
Because that's what you said to me.
What, I'm going away?
But you're not going away.
Yeah, I'm not going away though. You're not going away. If you go to England, it's the exact same as Ireland, isn't it?
It does sound a bit different.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I was in London before. I went over to see Fitzy fighting Craig O'Brien, who was on the podcast. I went over to see him fighting over in the hotel in London. It's the exact same as Ireland.
Do you not think there's something different about it now?
No. Sweet fuck God, there's not a single thing different. That's why I don't mind going there. I'm not big on going anywhere else. I probably never will again. I hope I don't. I never want to live.
What do you mean you hope you don't? You actually willing to never move?
Yeah, man, yeah. I don't know. Like, because it was actually only brought up today. Jake's in here, a little shite bag up in 400. He said to me, he asked the customer who was in there, he said, would you rather never go away again, never use social media again, and throws it down my neck and whatever. Like, that's not set in stone, so I can go away whenever I want, and I can use social media. I know.
It's the fact that you said, I hope I never go away. I was like, what?
What I said there, I stick by though. What I said in that poll, I stick by. I've no intentions of going away. I really don't. I don't like the heat. Don't like the sun. I sizzle in my red cunt.
Yeah, but you know there's places you can go that's not hot. Like you told me, don't be giving her all that, because you told me the other day on the phone there's one thing you want to do, and I don't know if you want to say bucket list, because I think that's a bit of a stupid thing to say.
It is a bit of a bucket list thing though.
Yeah, I know. It's something you want to do, but I don't want to say bucket list because that sounds like something you do on that way out. You know what I mean?
Is it?
Yeah, bucket list is like before you kick the bucket. That's where it came from.
Fuck off. I had on my whiteboard and I was manifesting bucket list to do a podcast and a half marathon that year.
Yeah, and you did,
and I had bucket list.
Well, then you're finished, so check out then.
Check out, that's a wrap. But I want to go to Iceland. Don't know, where is it? The Blue Lagoon?
Yeah,
that's where I want to go.
And what do you want to do?
There's a yoke where you run a half marathon and you finish up and you end up in the Blue Lagoon.
And I was in Iceland. Iceland is a deadly spot. Couldn't recommend them more.
See, if I had to go, never had to go. I want to go there. That's actually a want from me. But I have no want to go to any other
That's what
country.
I mean. So you might go there and enjoy it, and then something else might pop up. Like, I don't know, you could fucking do a half marathon and finish in this other place somewhere in the world and be like, you know what? the Iceland one was good, I'm going to do that. And then while you're there, something else might tweak your interest, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I hate change as well. But I mean, obviously, like I want to travel Ireland and all as well. And that's obviously a change. It's a change of scenery, but it's not a change of laws. It's not a change of
money,
all that.
time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the whole, when everything starts changing, I mean, we go west of the border.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
if you want to look at it that way, yeah, so the whole change is unsettling. You're only going away for a couple of weeks, a week or two max, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, and I just can't settle in for it, you know what I mean? I really can't. I don't enjoy it. And the couple of times I went away...
It's a very, what's the word? Like, it makes you anxious. I think it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big...
No, it does.
Yeah.
Gives me mad anxiety.
I know where you're coming from.
That's
like,
why, even, like, obviously when I used to be on the gaggle and all, when I go over there, I always end up in an awful state, because you'd be drinking more than extra.
and you've had a few
whatever.
bad encounters when you left the country.
Every
definitely doesn't
encounter
help.
was bad though. Every encounter.
Yeah.
I've never went on a holiday and
enjoyed
remembered
it.
any of it.
And enjoyed it.
Yeah, look, I can't remember what it was like in Spain. I can't remember what it was like in Portugal. I can't remember what it was like in London. When I say that, I mean it. I can remember, like, being in the hotel watching Fitzy fight, and I can remember being in the hotel, but I can't remember doing anything productive other than drinking and everything else that comes with it.
So do you not think maybe if you went away sober, you'd probably enjoy it?
But I think I was drinking because of it.
Yeah, the cope.
The extra,
yeah.
you know what
But
I
if
mean?
you were going to do that yoke in Iceland, obviously you wouldn't be drinking.
No.
You know what I mean?
But I think, like, I'd do that over, like, go over 2 nights or 3 nights.
Yeah, that's all you need. I went and I was only there for like 4 nights or something like that.
Yeah, I do
and
that.
it's some spot, like, it's gorgeous. You go and see the Northern Lights, the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah.
We went on a glacier. We were driving in snowmobiles and all.
What's a glacier?
It's like an iceberg, a big, huge, massive iceberg. I don't know the exact term, bleeding. People are calling me for geography here. But it's like a big, huge iceberg, but inland, maybe. Big, huge piece of ice, basically. Yeah, but massive, massive, massive. And we were driving along that. You can't see anything. Everything is just white in front of you. Like, legit. When you walk outside, you're blocking your eyes. It's like sunlight, because everything is just so bright. And we were driving snowmobiles on it. And they filmed Game of Thrones up there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Illegal.
But like, you could go and you could do all that while you're in Iceland.
You've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones.
I don't need that, did you?
And you had Liam Cunningham on there.
Hang on. No, hang on. We
telling me.
had Liam Cunningham on the fucking podcast. What are you trying to sting me for?
Don't be
You're just as guilty as I am.
Why was you meant to say that?
Then why did you say
I
it?
don't know. You mentioned Game of Thrones.
Never seen an episode of Game of Thrones, and we had Liam Cunningham on. But look, we seen War of the Buttons, and that was a good film, and he was in that. But there's nowhere else in the world you want to see, no?
No, man. Nothing tickles me fancy, no.
No, I think, do you know what? I genuinely think you just need one good trip and you'll get the bug.
Do you reckon? Yeah. I did that with a tattoo, didn't I? Got
Well,
the hip knocker on me
there
hip,
you
and
go.
now I was talking bollocks on me calf.
But I reckon that's what'll happen to you, you know?
I don't know. Yeah, probably. I reckon I will when I go over and see the Liverpool game. I reckon I'll be over there all the time then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not going away.
Yeah,
But no,
yes.
like,
But
yeah.
It's not a holiday.
It's a
you know?
step. It's a
Yeah,
step in the
yeah.
right direction. But like, I can't wait to fucking go away more. Like, I'm at the minute. I was only back from Mexico there, but bleeding. It's nuts. Just going away, it just gives you a different buzz, bro. You know what I mean? It makes you realise what's out there, how the world operates. People are different, and then you go to some places and people are similar. You know what I mean? Like, the Mexican people I thought were very similar to Irish, as in,
You actually told me you nearly got robbed over there.
I did nearly get robbed
And
over
you
there.
didn't tell the podcast.
No, I didn't. We
So,
didn't have time.
Story time.
But right, so I went to Mexico City. We had to stop off in Mexico City. So my board says, if we're stopping off here, we may as well stay for 2 nights. So he's like, right, that's grand. So we get to the airport. She goes to take money out, and she had a fella organised to pick us up. So he wasn't there. So I'm shitting. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not bleeding standing around Mexico. Don't know where your man is. So text your man. He shows up 20 minutes later, and I mean, there's cars pulling up and they're gawking us over, and there's bleeding. The police are driving around armed to the teeth in the back of pickup trucks and all. So if you're in the taxi, your man's driving. Mexico City, it's a weird one because the centre of it's very built up skyscrapers, and then like the outskirts of it is like bleeding shanty towns, farfallas, like, you know, like in Brazil, like in Rio, like that. And then she finds out that she had to leave her bank card in the airport. She left it in the fucking ATM machine. So we're like, bollocks. So she had to cancel that. Taxi man was late. We show up to the hotel, and I was looking, I was like, this hotel's a bit weird, isn't it? And she was like, what do you mean? And I was looking at it, and I goes, this hotel's a prison. So the hotel was a prison, a converted prison. It's in like 2 landings, and
Shitting on B-Wing. Oh,
basically I was doing a
Mexico.
stretch. So we looked at the rooms, and if you look at the window in the room, it was a bit uneven. I was like, these were cut out. They were all solid walls. So we were staying in a bleeding converted prison. So I was like, this is fucking mad. So she looks up a place to go. And then the next day we woke up, and you see me breakfast. Someone said it looked better going out than it did coming in. She goes, you get breakfast included and all. It was nachos, beans that look like diarrhea, and I don't know what else. And I just thought, this is plain gas. Fuck it, like, do you know what I mean? I got some stick over that on Instagram. But so that went bad as well. And then she looked up this place to go, and it was called Embarcadero. So there's a place in Mexico City. It's an island that a fella lived on his own. And one day, a girl washed up on it, like a young girl with a doll. And he buried her, and he took the doll's head and he hung her up to stop her spirit from haunting him. But he went off his head over it, like he didn't get over it. So people go there now and they hang up dolls' heads. So it's an island like that. And it's a good trip to get there, and you get to see that and come back. So she wanted to go to where you get the boat for that. But it's miles away. 24 million people live in Mexico City, kidnapped capital of the world. And I was thinking, like, oh, like, it couldn't be that bad. Like, it's a tourist location. So we get the train to the last stop. We're on the train for 40 minutes. We get to the last stop, and we got off. And I was, like, looking around, and there's a sign, and it says Embarcadero. And as soon as we got off, there's a load of fellas, and they're like, yeah, this way. And I was like, why are they directing us? No one ever directed us anywhere. Like, why is that load of fellas directing us where to go? So we're walking with everyone that got off the train, and the sign says, yeah, this way. So we follow it. But everyone who got off the train went a different way. And I said to me, but that's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Everyone's at the turn and we're the only ones going this way. And there's still fellas like, yeah, come on, it's this way. And as we're walking, I noticed the signs are not proper signs anymore. They're like handwritten signs. And I was like, no, me bollocks. I goes, right, we go back and we turn where everyone else turns, and we walk down that way. But then I'm looking, and there's people sitting there on the corners, and they're gawking at me. And I was like, why are they staring at me? And I'm looking around. But the only white people there. Everyone else is Hispanic, like they're Mexican. And I was like, bollocks, they're watching us. So I'd see one fella at a corner, and I'd walk past him, and I'd look back, and he'd still be looking at me. And he'd signal. And when he'd signal, I'd look who he was signaling, and another fella'd start looking. And I was like, bollocks, I just said to me, but I was like, we're getting followed. We're getting watched. And everyone kept coming over to us. Oh, amigo, this way. And I was like, no, I know where we're going. I said, I know where we're going. Yeah, grand. I hadn't a clue where we were going. So I kept walking. And we got to this, like, square, like a town square, you know, like Mountjoy Square. And
like Mountjoy Square.
that's the best way of describing it. It was a park, like a square. And I was walking through it, and I seen this little young fella ran over to me, and he was about 12, and he was like, amigo, Embarcadero. And I was like, how did he know where I was going? You know what I mean? Someone's had to fucking tell this little young fella to come over to me. So we walked a bit more, and I said to me, boy, we need to get out of here. Like, do you ever get when you know a fight's going to happen, and you get the tickle in your legs, Terence, yeah? So I was like, this isn't right. So I walked a bit more, and a fella pulled up beside me in the car, and he was staring at me. So I was saying to me, bud, we have to get out of here. So I made it look like I know where I was going, and I literally just turned left down the lane, and your man stopped his car. I turned left down the lane, I turned left again. So I'm heading back the way I came, and I goes, out of here. And she goes, are you sure? I goes, think about it. We haven't seen one copper since we got here. And I clicked with her then. She goes, we actually haven't seen the police, and the police were everywhere. There was no police there. So I goes, just head down, get straight back to the train, and we get out of here. So we go back to the train station, and then there's a copper. So she goes over to the copper, and she asks the copper, like, how did we get to this place? And she was like, oh, I don't know, taxi. And I was like, this is mad fishy. So another fella comes over, he's like, oh, you're looking blah, 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 Embarcadero. And I was like, I don't speak Spanish. I was like, no habla español, I don't speak Spanish. And he's still speaking to me in Spanish. And I was like, I haven't fucking clue what you're saying, mate. Like, so taxi pulls up, we dive in it, go to this spot. Yeah, grand, we get there. As soon as we get out of the taxi, everyone susses that we're the only two white people again, and they come over to us and they're like, do you want to go on the boat? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I say to me, but don't agree to anything till we suss the place out. So we're walking along all these boats, there's not a sin out around, and I look behind me and there's one fella following us. So we walked about 2 minutes further up, your man is still behind us. So I said, stop for a minute, and your man walked past us, and then he stopped. So I just said to me, but turn around, out of here, and I literally another one of them, little sharp left, out into the taxi and gone. Mate, I was shitting. I was shaking the bits.
That's fatty.
Shaking the bits was, yeah. And literally I goes, out of this taxi, onto that train, out of here. And I swear to God, I was rattled, bro. It was like literally fight or fly, out of there.
Would you go back?
Yeah. No, but probably not Mexico City. But then we went to Tulum, and then we went to...
Did you not go out to Cancun?
So...
That's the hot spot, isn't it?
That's like the real tourist spot, you know what I mean? So, we flew into Cancun to go to this place called Tulum. It's about an hour away, and that's where we seen like the Chichen Itza, the pyramid. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world. Unbelievable. Like, my mind was blown. The stuff I learned that day, mate. That building is over 1,000 years old, and the way it's built, so the sun sets on it a certain way to make it look like a snake. And if you stand down the bottom of it and you clap, the sound bounces back down, so it sounds like a bird that lives in the area. And I was like, how'd you build that 1,000 years ago? You couldn't do that today. You know, like that.
How did they do that?
Exactly. How did they do it, Terence? How? So stuff like that. That's why I like going travelling. You know what I mean? No, probably not that part, but
Stuff like that is why I like to go.
Bro, hell, it's not even half of it. Did I ever tell you about the time we went swimming with sharks?
Yeah, Lee.
Bro,
the video was Lee. Now I'd love to do it because I love sharks. I love shark films and all.
Are you not afraid of sharks?
No.
You seen Jaws, didn't you?
Yeah, Jaws, Lee.
Yeah.
Deep Blue Sea is based on a true story.
No. When we
I
went
love
swimming,
sharks though, I'd love to do that.
So when we went swimming with sharks, we booked in to go shark diving thinking it was in a cage. Do you know why people do that?
Yeah.
So we rock up to this place and there's two or three boards. Like 2 women, it was 2 women and 2 young ones. So it was like 2 women and their daughters, and then me and my board, and this fella and his board who run the boat.
Yeah.
And we rock up, and I was like, "Oh, we're here to do the cage diving." And they're like, "No, not cage diving." And I was like, "Are you sure we're in the right place?" I was saying to my board. She was like, "Yeah, this is it." And I was like, "Yeah, cage diving." And he's like, "No, we don't bring a cage." And he's like, "Are you Irish?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh yeah, we don't use a cage." I was like, "You're swimming with sharks." He's like, "Oh, we can use the cage if you want." And I was looking, I was like, so the 2 women and their daughters are there, and I was like, not being the one who says, yeah, get a cage, and no one else is saying get the cage. You know, like that. I was like, oh no, it's grand, thinking like something else.
Why did you just wrap her up? Why did you shed on me man's the dinner on?
But I'm not really thinking about it, bro, you know, like that. So we got on the boat, and your man goes, see, I knew you were Irish and not English, because if you're English, you would have got the cage. And I was like, yeah, and I was shitting. You know, like,
where's the jokes?
One of them, where's the cage? Shitting. So we're just off the coast of Miami. You can see Miami. It was in this place called Jupiter, yeah. And we had to stay there one night. So we Googled what to do in Jupiter. That's where Tiger Woods got caught drink driving. So if you Google Jupiter, it's the only thing that comes up. Tiger Woods DUI, Tiger Woods drink driving, and his mugshot. And I was like, fucking stuck in the middle of nowhere to do this. And then we had to go fucking swimming with sharks and all. And I was saying, snapping, like. So they pull up, they cut up a load of fucking fish, put it in a box, fuck it into the water. And the girl who runs the boat jumps in, and your man's like, right, jump in the water there. And I was like, yeah. And then I seen the girls getting ready, and I was like, I can't get in after the girls. I have to get in first. I'm the only fella on the boat. So I dive into the water. I was snorkeling around, yeah. Water is roasting. If you had a bath in that temperature water, you'd put the cold tap on. That's how hot the water is, yeah.
Fuck off.
And I was like, this is nuts. So I'm looking down, yeah. I can see the boat, the box that at the lower end where all the fish. Can't see anything. So I swim around a bit more, and I look down, and you just see these grey things going around the box. And I was like, that's actual sharks. Like, there's proper fucking sharks in this water here. So then they pull the box up closer to the boat. So then the sharks are coming up and they're swimming in and out of your legs. And I was like, there's fucking sharks down here. So I was only had to get in a new phone, and I was waterproof. And I was like, me bollocks, am I coming this close and not videoing?
What happens if that shark has a bad day?
So this is what I was saying. I was like, what happens? And he goes,
if he woke up on the wrong side of the bed,
yeah,
and seeing you,
the wrong side
like,
of the reef, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean?
taking what? Look,
taking a chunk of this cunt.
I wonder, has it ever happened? And if so, how many times a year?
So I said it to your man, and he said he's doing this 20 years. No one's ever been bitten. So I was
yeah, he has to say that so you buy the tickets to get in the water.
The tickets were bought, but here,
like if he just doesn't count them as a death, and you just don't come back up.
Yeah.
Did you sign your name coming in?
Well,
like
Terence was never here. Terence who?
Who's
you know
Terence?
I mean? He's gone. But
yeah,
anyway.
But give us your €20 and we fuck you as well.
So I'm swimming around with these sharks, and I have it on record. It's on my Instagram. Scroll down, because it was a few years ago. No one ever believes me. The thing were fucking 6 foot long, proper sharks. They're swimming in now my legs. And I said it to your man, can I touch them? And he says, I wouldn't recommend it, but I actually can't stop you. Just don't touch them near the front. So
Why?
you take your hand off.
Oh, because that's where his mouth is.
Obviously, yeah. You take your hand off.
I was like, why the front? Like you can touch his back.
And here,
Would he not just turn around and bite your hand off?
But listen to this. So I swam, yeah. So I was swimming in there with my legs, and I dive down and I touch it. It's like touching the table. They're fucking solid, Terence, yeah. Solid, yeah.
I wouldn't
you ever touch it? You went fishing before. You held the fish. They're a bit squeezy.
Yeah.
You touch a shark, it's like touching a bleeding table. And the thing made a beeline, darts out of there, and he legged it. And I was like, that thing's a fucking windbag. But I had the video. No one ever believes me that I was swimming with sharks until they see the video. And it's a little video. It's so clear. You wouldn't think I'd done it on my phone. And it's on my Instagram. Scroll down and have a look. But see, after it, me and me boy were buzzing. And then,
do you reckon it's on his Instagram? Scroll down and have a look.
But after it, me and me boy were like, that was mad, wasn't it? Would you do that again? Not a chance, like, you know what I mean?
Like, it's madness because it's how how do you just get lured in? Like, how's there times in life when you just
Come on, swim with
forget
sharks.
and you just say, I'm going to... Because Kevin Hart talks about in one of his stand-up comedies about going into, what are them places called where, like, all the lions and tigers and all?
On a safari, like.
A safari, yeah. Like, he talks about in one of his... Now, he obviously makes a joke about it now, but he's talking about the time when they brought him in and he's standing beside the lions and tigers, and he's like, what if these...
Just
decide today is the day? They can just kill you.
Yeah, instantly.
Easily.
Yeah.
Like, you've no choice. Like, it's not like you're going to run away or go away.
I'll fight you. Yeah.
Like, it's a fucking shark and the fucking lions and tigers.
Yeah.
What happens...
If they just million.
Like, humans are we're just stupid sometimes, aren't we?
Well, that's what happens, innit? Like, the lowest
Just got
ones
excited and you're
the
just
lowest ones get picked off, don't they? But I was on safari as well. I went on safari with Connor, who used to edit the podcast. Shout out to Connor.
We bring Connor back soon, yeah? The people need to see the Connor fella in
But me
action.
and him went on a safari out in South Africa, and they done like a sunrise one and a sunset one. So the sunset when you're going around, it's fucking beautiful. The sun setting, and it's like something out of the Lion King. And then it's pitch black and it's freezing, and you're sitting in the back of this Jeep, like it's an open top Jeep. And they're like, oh, we're going to go looking for the lions now. They hunt at night. And I was like, what you mean? Like, listen to what you had to say in there. We're going looking for the lions. They hunt at night and it's pitch black out. So we're driving around. Your man stops and he goes, don't make any sudden movements or whatever. And he has this like red light. So it's not as...
Do you reckon they're saying that just like a spooky story, like?
I'll tell you now what happens. So it's not like a torch where like a torch would light up loads of area and you see it. This red light kind of focuses on one spot and he shines it. And I'm not exaggerating with you. There was a lion 6 feet away from me. Like if I leaned out, I could hear it. And he shines it, and there was a whole pride of them there. There's about 6 or 7 of them just sitting there. And I was like, if that thing just turned around and jumped, what's your man gonna do? He has the engine knocked off. You know what I mean? Like, what's he gonna do?
Have they got Artin with them to stop them?
Nothing with them. Their motive is, or their idea is, if anything goes wrong, you start the engine and you get out of there. If you lose an arm, you lose an arm. Do you know like that?
And do you have to sign a contract to say?
Nothing. You're just
So
there.
can you get your money back?
I'd rather get my arm back, you know what I mean? So do you know when someone comes back from holiday and says, would you do that again? Yeah, but it costs an arm and a leg. I literally would be sitting there without an arm and a leg.
Would you get a claim off them?
Definitely not, no. But like, we done that, and that
Again,
was
I'd
unreal.
like to see the rate on that.
Yeah, but the shark
But they
attack
don't
one...
lie about it as well.
No, the shark attack one is something like 1 in a million people die from sharks or something like that. I don't know. But
No, it's not.
is it higher or lower?
There's a few shark deaths a year.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about like the actual percentage rate, but there's a few shark deaths a year, but it's like so low that...
But it's like more
fucking
people are killed from cows or something than sharks.
Something stupid
Yeah.
that rolls and shite a pig or a cow or a goat or something like that.
Yeah, but like that's just something. That's another thing. So like we went on safari, and that was in South Africa, bro. That's like the
that's
furthest
big.
I've ever been away from Ireland. Do you know what I mean? And I'm happy to experience that. And then on the flip side, so I was telling you this as well. We experienced racism over there. We went out over there, and they wouldn't let us into the nightclub because we're white. And I was like, this is mad. This is nuts. And that was it. Just accepted. I was like, all right, we turn around and go somewhere else then.
Yeah,
so
that's
you're not
mad.
coming in because you're white, he said. I was like, all right, fair enough. And we just moved on. So I was like,
And how much of Ireland have you discovered?
How much of Ireland? Too much. Enough. No.
How many counties? Say 32, yeah? How many
Out of
counties have
32?
you been in?
Right. I was in Donegal. I was in Derry. Down. Louth. Meath. Westmeath. Wicklow. Wexford. I don't know. I've never been to Cork. Never been to Kerry. And I always tell people when they come to Ireland, go out to Kerry, it's lovely.
You're
Never
a
been.
cunt for that, yeah.
Never been. But I've done a good bit of the West Coast. Done like Mayo, Sligo, Galway,
Lee.
all them spots, yeah. I went surfing and all. Went to Ackle.
See, there's so much to discover in Ireland, though.
Are you just trying to play like, why would you leave, bro? There's so much to be doing here.
No, sort of as well. No, but
Did you get sponsored by Discover Ireland?
I think it's I think more people should do Ireland.
100%. But
You know?
do you know what else happened last year? We were gonna go to Kerry. Remember when like lockdown was only starting to lift?
Yeah.
And we were gonna go to Kerry for 4 nights, but it was cheaper to go to Santorini for 5 nights.
With valid points, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a valid
So
point.
it's a hard sell, bro.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, it is.
But no, the west coast of Ireland's great. I don't think there's really that much to be doing over this side. Glendalough is lovely.
Well, we brought us for kebabs up in Drogheda. Top pops. Well worth the drive. And you'd go back to Drogheda, wouldn't you? Is Drogheda in Dublin?
No.
I thought that you were laughing. I was like, what?
I went surfing over Knackle. Yeah, but Drogheda has lovely kebabs.
I was swimming in the sharks, yeah, but Drogheda's kebabs.
Drogheda, they were lovely. But like There's loads of things. I can't wait to start travelling more, mate.
No, you love it. Everybody loves you. I think it's only me.
But I told you about Vegas as well, and you were like, I'd love to go there.
Now, Vegas sounds like a bit of me as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Better the old me.
No comment.
No, but Vegas sounds deadly, it does. Vegas sounds lethal.
But that's what I'm saying. So I think...
Do you know what I mean?
I think you just haven't got to the right places yet, and that's it. Where would you like to go? Just...
Iceland, oh. So, can I pick another one?
Of course, but a minute ago it was just like, I don't want to go anywhere, and then it was like Iceland, and then, so there's more than one.
Yeah, no, just Iceland, bro. Like, I thought I had to pick. So,
yeah, you do have to pick.
Right, so...
Well, you said, so I'd imagine there's something in your head there.
No, there's not. I was about to tell you a lie.
Come on, you may as well.
Tell you a lie? For a minute. No, I went to Fermanagh before.
Yeah, I was there as well.
I used to live in Fermanagh. I lived in Fermanagh for 3 months.
You actually told me that before.
Yeah, in the little bowl boy's place.
Yeah.
But...
a big bowl boy now.
Yeah. Iceland, where the fuck else, bro? Don't know, bro. Yeah, nowhere is clicking with me.
You wouldn't like to go to America?
No, I'll never go to America. Never, ever in my life.
You know, there's parts of America, it's like, if you can go to one part. But
Don't
then you
say
go
it's like Dublin.
No, you go to one part. It's actually a place in America called Dublin. But you can go to
There's a place in Australia called Dawes, yeah?
Yeah, I'd well believe it. They're all named after, like, English people. But there's you could go to one part of America and then go to another part, and it feels like you're in two separate countries, but you're still in America, you know what I mean?
See, that's childish. And then... You know what I mean? No, I'm not into it. Keep it.
No. I reckon you'd go to Vegas though.
Yeah, if I had to go to America and there was one spot, it'd be Vegas. It wouldn't be anywhere else.
Yeah, you wouldn't like to go to California.
No, New York City as well. I like the look of New York City and all. John McGuckin told me off the other week.
I've been all over America, mate. There's so much to do. Do you know what I mean? There's so much to do in like one state. Like California, there's loads of shit to do, and you'd need fucking months to do it. You know, like that. You'd multiple trips to do it. But like, yeah, there's loads of. I reckon we'll get your way.
No, you won't.
I reckon we will. It's
maybe. We'll see. Suggestions for where I'm going next.
To throw on your bucket list.
Yeah.
I don't want none of this shit. Do you know what? Go to this place. It's nice for a weekend away. No, give us something to do. Like, you know what I mean? We don't want to go to Edinburgh just to go for the sake of going. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a shout. That's somewhere else, bro. Where's Edinburgh? Scotland,
yeah.
Glasgow. Is that Glasgow? Is that different?
It's different city.
Go over to a Celtic game, lethal.
Yeah, well, that's something to do. But like, John was, I just went to Edinburgh for the crack. Like, alright, yeah, sound. That's not really
nice one, yeah.
Yeah, that's not really any use there. Like, go to Rome, see the Colosseum. That's a bit better. Would you not
see,
like
Rome is I'd probably do Rome, yeah.
Yeah.
But for Friday to Sunday morning.
Last flight out Friday, first home Sunday. The airport was lovely, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, Rome looks decent. Iceland, yeah, there's nothing else. I'm not really into Berlin and all. That's all the Hitler stuff and all, isn't it?
It is.
Not into any of that carry on either. Like, I'm not big.
You're not into history?
No, man.
No,
don't like it at all, to be honest.
Colosseum, not tickle our hands, you know?
No.
Never seen Gladiator or anything?
No, never seen it. I heard it's late, my brother's played it to me.
Yeah, goes on for about a year though.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Probably take about 2 years to watch it, because you'd be watching it and you're like, I'll come back to that tomorrow. And then,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You need to be taking days off work and all. Why is Terrence not doing the podcast? He likes watching the Gladiator. But, Owen, can we do the quiz? Will you ask us a question?
Are we waiting for you to ask what we doing here? 'Cause I'm waiting.
How many right? So this is a segment we want to start doing going forward, right? The idea is me and Terrence are going to get asked questions every week, and the first one to get the 5, we say 5?
Yeah.
But we don't mean...
what way does it work?
Well, I don't mean 5 today. I don't mean 5 today. I mean, like, over the next 5 podcasts, say, we're going to get asked a question. Whoever gets the most right wins, and whoever gets the most gets to pick a forfeit for the other. We say it true that day. Keep it simple, yeah?
Yeah.
And this week's question is, how many countries are there in the world? Closest wins.
172.
208. Oh, the tension. Can we get like a bit of like
I think you're
music?
right.
Why?
I can see 208 being correct for some reason.
Why didn't you say 208 then?
It's only since you said a little light bulb in my head went, I think it's 206. Ali Joe, yo.
No, you get to like the countdown music or something going on.
Yeah, do the countdown. Boom. 480, watch. How many is that?
Boys, how did you just get the question how many countries are in the world and not have the answer, like? Closest answer. 195. Calvin's closer by 10.
That's not fair.
I was happy to go with you.
You're at the beginning in about 204 of them. Oh, how many starts 192? You're at the beginning in about... How many countries have you been to? That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Like-
You should answer that. Go.
28.
Have you counted in England?
You're going to need a globe. You'll miss loads. You'll miss
No,
loads.
I'll walk my way left to right. Have you counted England?
Yeah. What's
Does
a
Northern
different
Ireland
country?
count?
No.
No.
That's cheating.
Did we count Wales?
Yeah.
I was in.
Oh, no. Britain.
Right. England,
Yeah.
Iceland.
Yeah.
I'm at the going that way. So England, Iceland, Portugal, Spain, France, Holland, Belgium, Italy, Germany.
Why are we in Belgium?
On a mystery tour. Remember I told you? We went on the mystery tour.
Oh,
we showed them.
Lidl. Yeah.
Right. Did I say Italy?
Yeah.
Did I say Greece?
No.
Greece, Croatia.
France.
I said France. Because, what's that, 11? Been to America, Mexico, South Africa, the
Australia?
UAE. The UAE, no.
What's the UAE?
Where the boy is.
So Dubai.
Yeah. Singapore, Thailand. 7 then.
All the countries, yeah?
Think so.
17 countries.
7 then, yeah.
I said 28. What would you have guessed? You would have guessed 20, wouldn't you?
I would have said 20, yeah, just
Yeah,
around it.
definitely,
around
yeah.
it. But I've never been to Australia, no. My sister's over there last like 10 years.
I
I'm
was
60 to
in
wanting.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Did you count Ireland?
No.
England, Spain, Portugal.
In Portugal?
Yeah, bro.
You never said this.
Last just before lockdown. And I think
yeah, you told me this.
before any had and I think Portugal was in lockdown. Without
time?
any lockdowns being announced. I don't think COVID was out. But that was in lockdown. Because there was no whisper in the place. Spain, Portugal, England. I think that's all I was in, is it?
Turkey.
Turkey, yeah, getting the Delft done. How can I forget? Look at his teeth. I'd be a smile at me man's funeral day jokes. But
Right.
yeah, that's all.
Yeah, the boys had to say there's a new question because it's fairer for you. So this is just for him. Yeah? I know it, lads. Which planet is closest to the sun?
Jupiter.
Off the bat, you're not even going to think about it.
No, Jupiter.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
Sure. Much if you no, now you're gonna say that here. Just leave it at that.
Saturn, didn't they?
Who's gonna name all the planets?
I can't name it. Uranus. That's
childish, isn't it, laughing at that?
Pluto, that's still a planet.
I don't think
They
so. I
call
don't
that
think
a star now.
That's, I'm actually proud of you for saying that.
Yeah,
That's
I know about that one. Pluto, yeah.
You leave me hanging there, yes,
Oh,
Sam?
sorry, bro. Pluto,
The closest to the sun is
it's not Mars.
No.
That's the closest to Earth, isn't it?
it's the closest planet to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, the closest to the sun.
I'm going Jupiter.
Right, it's Mercury.
I wouldn't have named Mercury on my man's life.
You never used to watch Drake and Josh?
No, man.
And they do the song,
Never
saw
did.
Mercury, then Venus,
I
saw
watched-
the Earth.
You know
then
I was so
Mars,
many
saw
years behind in
Jupiter,
life.
then Saturn,
So everyone used to
Uranus,
talk about
and
Drake
Neptune.
and Josh and all when we were kids and Kane and Kel and all.
Kane and Cow's better than Drake and Josh, that's a fact.
So I never seen any of them when
Yeah.
we were younger. But then I seen them when I got older.
And they weren't funny.
They were all right, like I could see why they were loved
Yeah.
when we were younger, but I missed the crack.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I didn't see Drake.
Right, so
at the
what's
time,
give us a
myself.
proper question there, lads. Come on. Can we not get like one each? And he'd be like, right, Terence, this is your question. Because I want to be like, oh, I fucking know
Do you
this
know
one.
what
And then
that
he gets it.
causes? That causes you to go, this is easier than mine. Doesn't it?
So be it. But what if you think yours is easier than mine?
Yeah, but then you're going to say,
Of course I do.
you got that there, boys?
Johnny's at the coming out. So if anyone
Johnny-
doesn't know
Johnny,
what
do you wanna
Johnny
come
looks
here?
like.
Come in for a
Now,
minute.
Johnny is about 6'7". Yeah, he has 2 sleeve tattoos.
And he's always
a
roaring
skinhead.
at us.
And
Always.
he always roars. And he has a thick Eastern European accent as well.
And my nerves are gone.
Sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
There's one state in the United States of America.
I know this one already. And if I finish this question, can I get the point?
Okay.
That doesn't have straight lines.
No. There's
What?
one state in the United States that doesn't contain any of the letters in the name George W. Bush.
Oh my God.
Texas.
Repeat it. No. George W. Bush. Texas. And an E. George.
And an A. There's no way, I was only joking.
So what? Say that again.
There's one state in America.
What's this? Is that a country? Yeah.
No,
like
states.
It's, but
New York,
how many is
Texas. 50.
there's loads of them. Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
And they don't contain the letters. The name of that doesn't contain the letters that's in George W. Bush.
So it has to be small.
No, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Mississippi. Am I have to get that? No. Oh, boys, that would have been some off the bat, wouldn't it? Missouri?
Has to be small.
No, Bush. What?
Has to be small
My head is wrecked.
because that'd be. I don't know the states. Can I look her up?
Terrence has never been to America, but he's been in some states. Oh my God, my head is wrecked.
I don't know. I give up.
He said we'll come back to me, you never get it. Cannot give us like a proper question like Terrence, who's the top scorer in the Premier League? And then me like, what's the capital of England or something?
Yeah, give us your football, look.
Right. Name the last 5 football World Cup winners. Right, hang on. Is this between the two of us? Yeah? No?
That's your question.
Misha. Right, I'm going to get this one. Yeah? France.
Yeah.
Germany. Spain. Italy. Brazil.
Yeah.
1-0
got it.
COB.
You
Off
got
the
it.
bat, 1-0 COB.
And then after Brazil, it would have been France.
Again.
98.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who was 94?
And 94 was Italy.
Brazil.
Brazil again, was it?
Don't know.
Right, is this my question?
in-
Right. Third question. 2 countries who have played the most World Cup tournament games. Brazil and France, no?
It's a good show. I genuinely, Terrence, yeah, I would have went.
That's the 2 I'd go with, Brazil and France.
Good
They're
shout.
always winning games.
What we saying? In fairness, they got a lot of finals. Brazil and Germany. 1-0 COB. We take that into next week. That's it now. Wrap her up. No more questions.
Wrap her up!
Wave that one off.
I actually think that is a wrap, is it?
Yeah. So we'll wrap her up this week. Terrence is feeling a lot better, thank God.
Thank fuck.
We'll be out running. Keep an eye on the socials there. We'll let you know where we're going, when we're going, and we'll hopefully kick off our Movember campaign. And we'll see you next week.
Boom!
Take us out, Johnny.
Subscribe to this podcast for free on the Go Loud app.
What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Just a little more. Throw your weight in it now. Tell your body okay. Walk it hard and long. When you finish that
The hip knocker.
song, go down.